Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Not okay.
So today I'm here to talk about the final set-off into the sunset by the great Hugh Jackman as he portrays his character that I believe is a record-holding. He's been playing this character for 17 years consistently. I think that is more than Christopher Reeve did for Superman. But anyway, we're talking about Logan, which of course stars Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart, as well as a newcomer, Daphne Keane, who is playing X-23, who is also a famous comic book character in the X-Men universe, and if you know who X-23 is, that's good for you, because I have no intentions of spoiling that in the movie, and in the film she is known as Laura, this little girl that Logan and Professor X find, and they realize that they have to help. This was a movie that I really was not anticipating as much as most people. I mean, I love the X-Men films. The X-Men were my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe, and of course I was so excited when the first movie came out in 2000, and I've been watching them all ever since, so I've been through the good and the bad and the ugly. I was just anticipating Logan to be Hugh Jackman's swan song as playing this legendary character, and especially with the fact that this movie was going to be rated R, it meant that the executives of Fox really wanted to give this character and this amazing Aussie actor the proper send-off. And that's exactly what we got here. This movie definitely is a step above Marvel Cinematic Universe films that you have seen, but when it comes to the X-Men films, like in their comic books, they are a much darker series of stories and characters because of all of the themes that are used in the X-Men universe. So with this movie being rated R, we had more intense violence, more intense language, as well as a much deeper and darker story. And my question really is, why didn't they do this with all of the X-Men movies to really make them so much better? Granted, some of them are definitely fantastic movies, but some of them are not good at all, especially the first two movies in this Wolverine storyline. You know, if it's rated R, it means that under 17 is not admitted without parent. And when I went to go see this movie, there were parents that did bring their very young kids to see this movie because they just wanted to see this movie. Now, I wouldn't do that because I plan to be a very good parent and not let my kids see rated R movies until they're old enough, because I don't want them being subjected to harsh language and intense violence. But not everybody is going to be like that, and there will be young kids that will see this movie, whether it is rated R or not. But it was a real step above because the story was very emotional, it was very, very intense, it was very character developed. It really was not basing it around the massive special effects and the crazy mutant powers. While they were there in the film, they were not as predominant. It was really supposed to be revolving around the story of Logan. It is a very emotional, very even sometimes somber watch, because you know that it's the end of the road for Hugh Jackman as this character. So at the same time, when you get to the end of this movie, you will be very happy that you saw it, and you will just be wanting to find Hugh Jackman somewhere and just shake his hand and say thank you for playing this character. It was also a nice little passing of the torch. I mean, will we see Daphne Keane as Laura, aka X-23, in future X-Men films? I don't know, but if you think about it, Hugh Jackman pretty much got his career in the States started thanks to starring in the first X-Men film in 2000, and like Hugh Jackman, Daphne Keane gets her big break through this new X-Men movie as we see the storyline of Logan come to an end. This is definitely a movie that I would recommend to you if you are a fan of the X-Men universe. It's one of the better films. It is definitely better than X-Men Origins Wolverine and Wolverine. The only thing that I would say is not so great about this movie was there were some parts of the plot that I really wanted to see expanded upon, because they sounded like they were very interesting pieces of the story. Maybe we'll get an X-Men movie that features these events without Hugh Jackman. I don't know, but it was still a good movie altogether. It is a movie that I would definitely want to see again. Is it a movie that I would want to add to my collection? Believe it or not, I would want to do that. But I would not want to get this on the first day of release. This is a movie that I could probably wait till it drops to about $9 or $10 and then pick it up. So I am going to give Logan 3.5 out of 4. Thank you very much for watching today, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below, and let's have a discussion about Logan, or just any of the X-Men films in general, because they are some of my all-time favorites. I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.